Already, and I just woke up. Just need to breathe for a second. Oh, God, y'all. The gym was actually kind of busy. I noticed something when I was in there. It makes me very uncomfortable when people are naked. It's weird. You know, I think that you're expecting it, like if you're in a strip club, but like, or a bar, a strip club, a brothel, you expect to see people semi-naked or naked. In public spaces, it makes it weird because it's like, wait a second, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for a gym membership where I could work out. I didn't sign up to watch a couple make out and hump each other on the damn elliptical. You know, it's weird. It's very weird. I think that in Western society in general, people are overtly sexual. I mean, they're groomed to be. Look at young kids. They're given a cell phone and then they're taught to be, they're wearing makeup and fucking wearing revealing clothing and they're dancing on the internet. They're literally groomed to be overtly sexual in society today because of camera phones, technology, and the internet. Even shows such as like Nickelodeon and MTV, those things are not, Nickelodeon and cartoons, they're also grooming children. Disney's been doing it for years. It's just weird when you go in to work out and you have to witness something that you didn't sign up for. It's just a lot and it's repulsing. It really is. It's repulsing. I realize now that it's because I grew up with parents that loved me, so they geared me in the right direction to not be out here handing my body out to everybody, and I'm so grateful for that because these poor young girls, they're so gone, they don't even know it. They won't know it until they're like 50, 60 years old. Then they'll look back and they'll be crying and they'll be like, oh my God, society ruined me. Society's trying to kill everybody, babe. If you don't know that, then you're living in a fucking bubble. Our own government just tried to kill us. So, yeah. It's just weird. People go into the gym to work out, not to witness you making out. Like, do y'all not have a home? Are y'all homeless too? Like, I'm confused. Like, if you're homeless too, then that makes sense why you're in the middle of a gym trying to dry hump each other on an elliptical. I'm just wondering, like, maybe a little bit of context would help me better understand why you are in here looking as if you're about to make a pornography film. Like, what is going on? It's weird. It's weird. And then, like, girls naked. Like, what are you doing? It's weird. It's so weird. Yeah, I didn't sign up for all of that, but I got my 40 minutes in. I did glutes. I did not feel like doing Bulgarian split squats today, but I did 2 sets anyways. I didn't feel like it. It was just too busy. There's just too many people in there. And that's another thing I realized. Like, maybe I'm just not a gym girly. Maybe I'm going to have to find a private gym because A, I don't like people. B, they're disrespectful. C, I am not the problem. D, it makes me uncomfortable when people are naked. I don't need to see all of that. It's weird. It's absolutely weird. Good morning. You know, I go in there to work out and get some peace and serenity, and it's disgusting when I have to see your asshole. Your literal asshole. I saw an asshole. Like the whole hole. In the gym this morning. You cannot make this shit up. That was when I realized I had to go. I don't know who you are, but if you come to my channel talking shit, you'll be blocked. Yeah, it's so weird. So the last time I went to a YMCA, I saw 2 people in there. This guy was He was literally everything but, he had his fingers in his girlfriend's vagina in the gym. In the gym. At what point am I allowed to call the cops and have people arrested? That's assault. Me having to witness that is assault. On the mind, body, and spirit, honey. It's just so weird. They're disgusting and they don't even know it, and they've been conditioned to behave this way, and they think that it's normal. And then they wonder why they can't find nobody. Well, honey, like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So that was at the Y, and then this morning I see a whole asshole. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, I need a private gym where I can go in at night or early in the morning when nobody's in there. I literally, none of the equipment was available. Everybody was on the weight machines. The Smith machines were all taken up. All of the damn deadlifting bars were taken up. Everything was taken up. Even the benches. For me to do my Bulgarian split squats, I needed a bench. It took forever to find a bench, and then I didn't even find a bench. I had to half-ass do 2 sets, which was uneven because the bench was at an incline. It was some kind of flat back seat, but the seat was at an incline, so I couldn't even get my foot right, half the time because of the incline on the seat. There was no bench for me to do my... It is like this every time I've been in there. Every time I've been in there, it's been a struggle to find equipment. Got to stand in line for the damn Smith machine. I don't understand when that is your best item and you have a gym that is fucking 20,000 square fucking feet. Why do you only have 2 Smith machines? Why do you only have 2 deadlifting bars? Y'all put in 1,000 fucking treadmills. Nobody's on them motherfuckers this morning. Everybody's in the back in the line waiting for the damn deadlifting and the Smith machine. Why do they do this? Do I need to hire myself to become a equipment engineer for the inside, the interior of gyms? I ain't been working out but damn not even 2 years, and I could tell you a better format and floor plan for all of the equipment that is in gyms. 90% of the fucking equipment in there is useless. Most of them, from Planet Fitness to 24 Fitness, Hour Fitness to Anytime Fitness to LA Fitness. 90% of the shit that's in there is useless. Where is everybody? Over by the dumbbells, over by the Smith machine, over by the squat rack, over by the deadlifting kits. Like, I don't know what to call it. The ellipticals, all of that shit. Nobody's on it. It's crazy. It's like, why do they do that? I think they do it to keep the gym busy. I really do. I think they do it. They limit the equipment that we actually need, probably because A, it's more expensive. B, to keep the gym busy. So there's a steady flow because there's only a certain amount of equipment that has to be shared between everybody. Smooth move. That's smart. Yeah, so the equipment's probably more. I mean, is it though? A deadlifting bar in comparison to, say, a treadmill? I don't think it is. Maybe the Smith machine might be more than a treadmill. I don't know. But there's no excuse for why I'm going into these gyms and having this problem. This should not be a fucking issue in 2025. There should be 10 Smith machines at the very least in every gym. Not to mention squat racks, probably about 10. And probably deadlifting about 10. And they don't even have the deadlifting like octagon thing in there, which is weird. It's like, wait a second, I thought you said you were a gym. I know what it is. It's because people are not working out like they used to. Fitness is dying because obesity is rising. That's depressing. Yeah, it sucks. But I got to do what I wanted to do. I just really wish I didn't have to see people being so vulgar. It's weird. It's very weird. I don't know where this comfortability came from. It's like these girls nowadays are just, they're so whorish and proud. They're proud of being whores. That's crazy to me, first of all. Second of all, They've been bred this way intentionally through social media and society. These girls have been conditioned to behave this way. It's weird. It's so weird. I wonder if she even knew her asshole was hanging out. I wasn't going to say nothing. It ain't my business. I would never go into a gym and take the risk of my vagina popping out of my shorts. So if her asshole was hanging out, that was her fault. And listen, I didn't want to see all that shit this morning. It's ridiculous the shit I have to witness in the gym. The two teenagers fucking making out on the damn elliptical, dry humping each other, and the boy was all but fingering her in the middle of a gym. At what point am I allowed to say, I feel like I was just fucking assaulted by having to watch this, because that's how it makes me feel. And I can't be the only normal person out here that has a conscience and a soul and feels this way. Because anyone with a good soul knows that what I'm talking about is disgusting, and I should not have to witness the overtly sexual behavior in society because people don't love themselves. That's where it stems from. See, people that love themselves don't feel the need constant PDA in public. That is a insecure relationship that needs that constant affirmation and attention. When you are in a gym, you are in a public place where you're supposed to be working on yourself. So getting fingered by your boyfriend on a fucking workout bench, I just feel like you should go to jail for that. I should not have to be subjected to some girl's asshole while I am doing Bulgarian split squats because she has no self-fucking-respect. She should be arrested for being nude in a fucking public environment. It's crazy. It was crazy. Anyway, so I did my split squats, my hip thrusts, and I got the fuck out of there. I'm realizing that I'm from a different generation, A. B, I'm grateful as fuck for that, because I literally, thank God, like, listen, I'm glad my parents beat me. I am. I'm glad my parents beat the hell out of me. They geared me in such a good direction, people can't even fathom the goodness that's within inside me. This shit out here is getting wild. The lack of morals and values in society is disgusting. It is sad when I pay $200 for a fucking gym membership and I can't even go in there and enjoy my workout because I have to see some girl's asshole, her literal asshole. What right? Like, what right does anyone have to violate me in that way? And I feel like people should be locked up for shit like that. Maybe if they were, we wouldn't have two grown men pissing on each other in a kiddie pool in front of children at a fucking parade. Or we wouldn't have had a man at the Olympics with his nuts hanging out around children. See, this is why people are behaving this way, because there's been no consequence for the bad behavior that has been shown in society. It's crazy. It's disgusting. It was so gross. I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What in the actual fuck? Do you not feel wind back there when you're bending over doing an RDL? How do you not feel wind back there when you got your ass all in the air, bent over? I'm sorry, if my butt was, like, if my literal hole was hanging out, I would know. And then I think about stuff like that, and I'm like, well, was she doing it intentionally? Probably. That's how they act nowadays. That's how they act nowadays. You should see females in a gym. I feel bad for guys. I really do. These bitches will walk around with their shorts turned into a thong, parading around these men, begging for fucking attention. That's what they want. Y'all saw me when I went into the gym this morning, right? I was fucking suited up like I was a fucking ninja. The poor guys. Always head on the ground. Just looking at the floor. You know, ironically, I typically don't have a problem with men in the gym. I don't think I've had but one problem. I had some kid trying to take a picture of my vagina when I was doing hip thrusts. He did it twice. Underage juvenile getting dropped off by his mama at Planet Fitness. Cannot make this shit up. The gym that I go to, though, you notice that a lot of guys keep their heads down. It's crazy. The culture is so weird. I think a lot of those girls come to gym to meet clients. I really do. I think that there's a whole back industry alley of prostitution going down in gyms. It's happening in restaurants, so why wouldn't it happen in gym? If you really think about it, it's the perfect place to meet older men. All they got to do is come in there with their shorts turned into a thong, parade around, shake their ass a little bit, and start talking to some guy, and it's on and popping. Makes perfect sense. It would explain a lot. It would explain a lot, because nobody works out, but everybody's walking around in string bikinis with their assholes hanging out. It's weird. It's weird. And it makes me uncomfortable, because it's like, whoa, I came to work out. What am I witnessing right now? Because I feel like this is a little against the law. When I was at the YMCA and I saw that girl and that guy, they were literally making out, humping each other. And he was like, from the back, had his fingers up her vagina. You know, there was a woman here in Florida that was caught having sex on the beach with herself, and she went to jail and lost her whole career, tanked, and she ended up committing suicide. I don't think she should have died, but the reason she killed herself was because she lost everything. She damn embarrassed herself in public, being drunk and disorderly on a beach with a dildo. Her career tanked. Her son got bullied at school. He had to go live with his father, if I'm not mistaken, and then she offed herself. Well, one thing's for sure, if she was still alive, she would never behave that way again in public. Public shaming used to work. It used to work. I feel like we need to bring it back. No. What if you sit, and you know it's crazy, because when I was walking out of there was a father that was getting a tour of the gym with his teenage son, and I'm just sitting there like, oh God. Who would want to send their children into an environment where you got to worry about them getting sexually harassed? Because I want to be clear, me witnessing some girl's asshole in the gym is sexual harassment. Yes, it is. That is an assault against me. Absolutely. By law. Under the law. Her showing her asshole to me is assault. It's weird. It's weird. I'm waiting on this guy to get here because I was supposed to talk to him yesterday about a cleaning job, and I forgot to stop back in. It's fine. It's not like I could have done it yesterday, but still. So weird. Yeah, I don't like going in the gym because I don't like people. I realized that in there. I'm like, why do I want to be here? I knocked my workout out really quick and got the fuck out of there. It's just weird. So weird. Can we talk about that whole Shiloh thing? So, if y'all didn't see that woman, she's raised over $500,000. They gave her, I think it's reached like $600,000. So, there was a woman on a playground with her toddler who appears to be, I would say, walking age, maybe 12 months. And this white woman has this baby on her hip, and while she's playing with her son on the playground, she realizes that there is a child who the media is saying was approximately 5 years old. There's actual video surveillance of this kid. That kid is between the ages of 8 to 12 years old, in my opinion. Regardless, this little boy who was 8 to 12 years old, in my opinion, he was caught by the white woman stealing something out of her son's diaper bag. He was rummaging through the bag. The woman caught him. At some point, she called this boy the N-word. It's not good. She shouldn't have did that. But she has every legal right to do so. Just because that word makes you feel some type of way does not mean that people can't use it. By law, they can say whatever the fuck they want. And if that offends you, then how about you stop saying it to your fucking friends and your sister and your brother and your homies? How about you stop using it in your derogatory fucking rap? How about you stop using it in your music videos? How about you stop using it when you talk about your loved ones? How come you can use it, but she can't? Skin color ain't got nothing to do with this. How come you can use it, but she can't? Skin color is irrelevant. Skin color has no skin in the fucking game. The First Amendment would come way before skin color, because skin color is irrelevant in this country. So at some point, this man who was supposed to be, here's the kicker, the man was actually allegedly babysitting the boy that was allegedly caught stealing out the diaper bag. He was the only other adult on the fucking playground watching a bunch of kids. He starts filming the incident. You can see it on my channel. I've posted a clip of it. 2 of them. The last 2 shorts, you can see this issue and what's been going on. Allegedly, come to find out, the man that was filming on the playground, he's a registered sex offender. He's from Somalia. He raped a girl, a teenage girl, viciously, was charged and convicted of it. And so, you know, I know a lot of people are upset about Miss Shiloh saying the N-word, but I think the bigger concern here is what a pedophile was doing on a playground babysitting children. Call me crazy, but I think the N-word is the least of our fucking concerns when we've got a pedophile on a playground babysitting children. It's crazy. I've talked about sexual assault in different countries before, but I really need to, layer it on. Places like Somalia, places like South America, Mexico, places like Africa, places like the Middle East, they don't have laws to protect children and women against sexual assault, and sexual molestation and rape and sexual assault is so common in these communities. So common. I can't even begin to express how much more common it is than it is here. It's so common that their own families, their own communities will cover it up to protect the abuser. Also, in some of these third world type of countries, they teach their young to steal. They teach their young, their offspring, to steal. And sometimes they do it as like an organized crime family unit. They send the young ones in, just like terrorist bombers. You know how they drop bombs to children in the Middle East to bait out soldiers? Westerners are so fucking simple-minded. I'm sick with this. I've been saying this for 2 years. I'm over this country. People just do not understand how bad the world actually is and how good we fucking have it here. And the more bad we let in, the worse things are going to get here. This pedophile shouldn't even have been on fucking American soil. He raped a child viciously. That girl's life has changed for forever, and she'll never be the fucking same. And there's no telling what path that sexual assault is going to lead her life down. Some families teach their young and run their family as an organized crime unit, teaching the young to steal, pickpocket, you name it. Imagine how good you get at swindling if your parents have been teaching you that since 2. Now, I'm not saying this Somalian man put this little 8-year-old kid up to this, but what I am saying is clearly this man was there to watch children in the community, and the community is protecting him because nobody's pissed about the fact that this registered sex offender was around children. No, no, no. The community was actually handing their children over to him to babysit, allegedly. I don't know about you, fam, but I don't want nobody like that in my neighborhood. This is why we had policy and procedure when it came to not only was he a registered sex offender, honey, but he was also in this country illegally. I forgot that part. He's an illegal immigrant from Somalia who raped a child. Everybody's mad at this white woman for practicing her First Amendment right, and nobody's concerned about the sex offender on a playground. This is our country in a nutshell. This metaphor is exactly what we've been having going on in this country for the past 20, 30 years. Mass sex trafficking. We got over 330 missing children right now. And I just want to be clear that most of those are not American children. Those are children from Mexico. So for all you fuckers that want to call me racist, I care more about some people's community than they fucking do. They're the ones that handed their children over at the fucking border. The ones that are missing. It's crazy. I care more about most people's fucking communities than they ever will. And I always have. What type of parent sends their child, their 2-year-old, over the border with a sticky note? Call me crazy, but I think that's the child abuser, honey. You know what I mean? And people will be like, oh, they were sending them here for a better life. No. It's crazy. It's so sad. Over 300,000, I think it's 330,000 missing children from the border. They don't know where they are, y'all. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. A good portion of them are probably already dead. A huge portion is being sex trafficked through this country. And there's probably others being held captive, going through God knows what else. It's terrifying to think about what happened to those poor children. We don't even have names. We don't have social security. There's no identification. There's no identifying them. They came over the fucking border. They were separated from their families. The Biden administration put them with temporary foster homes. And you're speaking to the expert on those. And then all of those people that were temporary foster parents went missing. They can't, the government can't get in touch with them. They won't answer the phone. They go and knock on the residence and the family's done moved. What do you think happened to those 330,000 missing children? Which most, like I said, were from South America and Mexico. It makes me sick. So don't tell me that sex trafficking and trafficking is not happening in this country when it absolutely is. And it happens by elites most of the time. Look at Epstein. That's exactly what he was doing. The Clintons and everybody else was flying over there. A lot of Republicans on that list too. I'm just saying birds of a feather flock together. You're guilty by association in my book. I think it's a little different if you were an entrepreneur and an actual businessman. But when we're talking about politicians going to that island, they had zero purpose to be on that fucking island. Zero. What does Epstein have anything to do with politics? Business, maybe, because he was an entrepreneur. But no political figure should have been on that island. Celebrity, sure, we would expect to see that. It's just crazy. It makes me sick. And it'll probably only get worse. So anyways, she's raised over, I think, $600,000, and they're trying to get her to $1 million. I think it's wonderful. Listen, what has been going on in this country with this bullying shit? I was telling y'all last year, and everybody wanted to call me a fucking racist. And now this year, everybody's starting to feel it. I don't want to fucking hear it. I've been angry since I was a child. I've been bullied and beat down by the system since I was a child. I've been going through this since I was a child. Y'all have just felt it for a few years. What y'all are feeling right now, I've felt my entire life So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. That woman had every right to say the damn N word if that's what she did. Was it wrong? Absolutely. Should she be yelling at a child? No. No. But given the circumstances of where she was living, I bet she had to deal with a lot of shit every fucking day. Her neighbors being disrespectful, her neighbors being in her fucking business, her neighbors being fucking loud, her neighbors' kids running all over the fucking neighborhood, causing a mess, destroying her property probably, walking on her fucking grass. Y'all don't understand. Just go to any like downtown urban area and you're gonna see kids everywhere. Nobody is even raising their kids anymore. I can only imagine what that poor woman had to go through in that fucking neighborhood with people from a third world country who have no respect for themselves or anyone else. I've already made up my mind. I've got to find, I'm buying some land and I'm gonna build a fucking house one day. I can't be out here with these people. These people are exactly why I'm a felon. The lack of respect is why I'm a felon. Not to mention my anger. Okay? I'm honest. I can't be out here with these people. I hope that woman makes it to $1 million. I hope she don't never have to fucking work again. And I hope she's able to devote every minute of her day to raising her son. Because that's what she deserves. She got more balls than 99.9% of Westerners. She stood on fucking ground, and I respect that. Do I think it was vulgar for her to cuss out a child? Yes. Do I understand why she did? 100 fucking %. It's exhausting. Some of y'all don't get out the house as much as I'm out here, so y'all don't get it. Y'all don't understand how frustrating it is when you are simply trying to do what you have to do, live your life, and make it through the day, and there is people out here fucking with you because you're white. That whole scenario would have went a different way if she wasn't a white woman. Would have went a whole nother way. That rapist wouldn't have said shit. It would have went a whole nother way. I think it's hilarious. I really do. The way she even mocks him and shakes her tongue at him like a lizard. I was like, oh my God, she is pissed. Listen, when people start kind of going sideways like that and talking out the neck, you better be careful because they've reached to a point that their brains are starting to malfunction because they are so angry. I do the same thing. I'll start crying and I can't even speak. And that's when you know I'm about to start swinging. You get to a certain point, it's like, I ain't even fucking talking about this. I'm going to just take your goddamn head off and shove it up your ass. People don't understand. It's fucking exhausting dealing with disrespectful fucking people. I bet her, look at the bags under her eyes. It looks like she ain't slept in a week. She's probably fucking fatigued and exhausted from the bullshit from the neighborhood. That poor woman's over there trying to take her son to the park and she's got to worry about being fucking robbed at a park? Are you kidding me? Well, I'm sorry. What amendment says that children can steal from adults? I'll wait. You know what's crazy? There's an amendment that says she can use the N-word, though. It's the same thing with the Carmelo Anthony situation. It's like people don't know what self-defense is. People believe misinformation online. These kids did not know each other. Metcalf and Carmelo did not know each other. They did not go to the same school. Carmelo was never bullied by Metcalf. And in fact, Carmelo Anthony's family, his friends and associates from school have come out and released pictures from his Snapchat and Instagram where he is drunk, carrying guns, standing like a thug in the kitchen. He was actually a bully in school. Fun fact. That's how quickly media spreads disinformation. Carmelo Anthony was actually known to be problematic and get into a lot of fights. He was in fight after fight after fight, actually. Expelled once for fighting. He was a bully. He was a little thug, wanting to be a thug. Well, now you're a thug, honey. You about to go to state prison. It's crazy. It's crazy. And everything that's happening, I called it every time. It's my belief that he's probably going to try to abscond her. They've already moved him to an undisclosed location. because he said he was getting bullied, you know. And this kid's parents went in there and lied to a damn judge to get his bond reduced. They lied to a different judge so that he could move. I mean, it's just crazy the way that this kid killed somebody, in the court system. The judicial system is wiping this kid's ass. And they've been doing this since 2018. Let me tell you something. Right before COVID, or it was right after COVID, I was on probation and I failed a drug test. It was January of 2020. It was 2 months before COVID. I failed a drug test for heroin. I was on probation for felony possession of heroin. I walk into court and they said, you got to come back in 2 months. So I came back. No, that was like y'all, I don't remember when this was. It was 2018. It was way before COVID, because I got clean during COVID. It had to have been 2018. I think I had a possession of heroin charge. Listen. All I know is I was on probation. I walked into court expecting to go to state prison, and there was murderers, rapists, drug dealers, robbers, all of these people that were in the courtroom with me. It was like maybe 400 people. They were all felony offenders that had violated felony probation. All of us were supposed to go to state prison that day. When you were put on papers and you violate probation, your next stop is state prison. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. You violate probation, you go to prison. This might have been 2018. I feel like that's really when the downward started. Anyways, I walk into court. Do you know that they let all of us off? They said it was Christmas time. It was Christmas time, because the judge looked at all of us and said, Merry Christmas, y'all are all free to go. And everybody just turned around. I mean, the whole courtroom stopped and looked at each other. There was 2 guys behind me that already had been caught with weapons. They were both felons, and they were pulled over, caught with a pound of weed, cocaine, and 2 more firearms, and they were violated probation, and both of them were set free that day. There was other people in there that had caught new rape charges. They were already on papers for rape, caught new rape charges, and the court system let them walk out the courtroom that day. I do believe, I would have to go back and see when I was on probation, but I do believe that was 2018. And in my opinion, that's when the justice system stopped punishing offenders. The liberals have made it to where they want to act like they care about everybody. Okay. It's so crazy, because they care about everybody but the fucking citizens of this country, apparently. In my opinion, the liberals have made this soft, cushiony justice system. They have this attitude, oh, this person's been through a lot. Fuck that. I've been through a lot. Everybody's been through a lot. That doesn't justify raping someone, robbing someone, killing someone. It's because of the radical left that our justice system is collapsing right now, and criminals are not being punished. They get a slap on the wrist, they get no bond, and then they're back out on the street, and sometimes hours later, they're committing a new offense. Justice needs to be brought back to our justice system, and it looks like Trump is trying to do that, because they're going to open Alcatraz, and I am all for it. All for it. I just wish that I could have toured it before they turn it back into a prison, because now if you've never, it used to, so for those that don't know, Alcatraz, is that, let me fact check myself. Is that New York? I don't know. I don't know. Where is Alcatraz? Is it fucking California? Y'all, thank you. Thank you, Jason. I'm an idiot. Why did it look like it was outside of Manhattan from an aerial view? That looked like Manhattan to me. Weird. So it's on the San Francisco Bay. It's approximately 1.25 miles off of the coast of San Francisco. It was a site for it was a military fort. Then it was a federal penitentiary known as the Rock. And then it's been a tourist attraction and part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area for years. So if you've been to San Francisco and saw it, you're one of the lucky people that's got to actually tour Alcatraz. I wish I could have saw it, because now that they're going to turn it back into a prison, we'll never get to tour it. Unless you can go tour it if you want to. If you go to San Francisco and kill somebody, you'll get to tour it for free. So let's see if they're really gonna, is Trump gonna open Alcatraz? I read this, I don't know if it's true. I hope so. It looks like he's aiming to. It says Trump wants to reopen one of America's most notorious prisons. You know, there was people that, okay, so perspective for those that don't know, this is an island off of the San Francisco Bay. So it's California, and then it's some little island, and it's like a mile, not quite a mile and a half out, a mile 0.25 and a mile and a quarter. And there's been people back when it was a prison, they would try to escape, and these fools would first of all, it's a huge prison, and then it's this rock line. So you would have to escape over the prison walls, escape over prison fencing probably, climb down these huge freaking rocks, and then swim over a mile to the mainland. A bunch of people went missing and died doing this. Al Capone, I do believe, was housed there. 15 hours ago, I don't like NBC, but here we go. Trump's call to Alcatraz as a prison could be sidetracked by roadblocks. The island, once housed some of the country's most notorious names, has been a popular tourist draw for decades. Rebuilding a prison would be costly. So now all the leftists are saying, oh, it's going to be too expensive to deport. It's going to be too expensive. Y'all spent all of our money, and y'all going to tell... I'm going to need anybody that was part of the last administration to take a back fucking seat and get ready to have handcuffs on their hands. Did y'all see where they were building underground tunnels? I'm going to sound really crazy right now, but I'm going to pull up an article and I'll tell you what I know. Apparently, the left stole like $21 billion out of government funding, and they've been building a bunker underground. I swear to God, I know I sound crazy. I know. Let's talk about Alcatraz. Don't let me forget that. Alcatraz Island housed more than 260 prisoners. Oh, come on, man. We can get like 600 up in there. Come on, man. We better get some bunk beds, honey. We can get about 600 up in there. Fuck the conditions. You know, nobody deserves to die in police custody, but this shit that's going on, something has to change. And I think that we need to go more towards punishment. A lot of the people, there's a lot of innocent people in jail. We need to fix that, absolutely. Prison reform and discipline is what we need. 260, Al Capone, George Machine Gun Kelly, and James Whitty Burglar, they all served time at the Rocky Outpost. So it closed in 1963 after it fell into disrepair. The federal prison off San Francisco found a new life as a popular tourist destination, one that continues to draw more than 1 million visitors a year as a national historic landmark. Where y'all been putting that money? Why didn't y'all take that money from all the tourism and put it back into the prison? It wouldn't be in disrepair if the money went back into what you were getting it for. So Trump said on Truth Social on Sunday that he is pushing the Justice Department and other agencies to reopen a substantially enlarged and rebuilt Alcatraz. And he wants to house the most ruthless, violent offenders there. Once again, okay, let's put 600 in there. And I want to be clear that petty crime is typically when we see a lot of false incarcerations. Major crime, violent crime, we don't see a lot. We do see some people that are innocent being incarcerated and executed, but it's a lot rarer. It's usually petty crime, misdemeanors, false eyewitness statements, misidentity, most people, because about 8 to 10% of the prison system is actually innocent. They're wrongfully incarcerated, which is a huge number. If we have 1 million people in prison, that's still into the 100,000 people approximately that are actually innocent. So that's scary to think about, but Most of those are going to be petty crime. It's not going to be violent offenders for murder or robbery or rape. A conviction like that you need more than just substantial evidence. You're going to have DNA, you're going to have surveillance, you're going to have the weapon, you're going to have fingerprints, you're going to have more forensic evidence to go along with the substantial, or the, what is it called? I'm not even saying it right. Substantial. That's not it. Or is that it? Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. So before Alcatraz closed in 1963, it was determined that it would take at least $4 million to renovate it, and the physical isolation of the island was a major reason the cost would be so much to maintain. Yeah, because they're going to have to bring everything by freaking boat, and it's not going to be easy. How do you even run equipment out there? How did they even build that damn place? That's kind of wild when you think about it. How did they get excavators and shit out there, bulldozers and damn... How did they get all that out there? Cranes. I mean, I know they can do it on water, but God, back in the damn 20s? When did they build Alcatraz? It doesn't say. It just says it was shut down in 1962. It's unclear how much it would cost to build a new prison on Alcatraz from scratch. Probably, I don't know, into the hundreds of millions, if not billions. Let's see. When was Alcatraz built? 1934. I said the 20s. Damn, I wasn't that far. If I could have seen the inside of it, I could have told you the exact year. Joking. I did not know I had a knack for damn... What is that? What is that when you like appraisal, I guess? Well, it's not really... I can't appraise. I can tell you when something was built by the structure and the way that it was built. Architect. I have an eye for identifying the year of a building being built. 1934. Background. Alcatraz was an island originally the site of a military fort between 1850 and 1933. Then it was a maximum security, minimum privilege penitentiary in 1934 to 1960 something. Interesting. I'm all for it. I think that we need to bring justice back to the justice system. This gentle parenting bullshit that is seeped in to our justice system is not working. Things have gotten worse. Crime has gotten worse. I understand the Biden administration lied to everybody and everybody think that crime's gone down. But go live on the streets for 48 hours and we'll see how you feel about that 2 days from now. You let me know after you've been out here in these streets consecutively for 48 hours if crime has gone down. If you feel safe. It's crazy. Whoa, what is going on right now? Y'all, I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry, y'all. Lord. Oh, God. Anyways, crime is up. Crime is up. These first response, I mean, and you know, that's another thing. All systems are down. Departments were defunded. Nurses don't want to go into nursing. Doctors are quitting. Our first responders are not responding anymore. Crime is up. Death is up. Suicide is up. Drug overdoses are up. All systems are down. It's just crazy. Where is that? There it is. Hold on one second. Bush official claims U.S. built secret 21 trillion underground city for rich and power to live if the next extinction event happens. Hold on one second. $21 was spent on underground tunnels. I mean, this is nothing new. We've seen the elites do this before. I think Mark Zuckerberg has a fucking underground tunnel. Probably Elon does too. So an underground bunker is in case of like nuclear disaster hit. The radiation from the bombs would be so strong that it would probably melt the skin off our fucking faces. And I'm just guessing. I don't know anything about radiation. I just saw what it done to my mother's uterus when she was going through cervical cancer and getting chemo and radiation. And it literally burnt the skin off of her entire abdomen. So, wild guess that it would probably roast us from the outside in. So you would have to have somewhere to go underground where there is a ventilation system, where there's running water, where there's a food supply, because I don't know how long radiation lasts in the earth, but probably a while. If a nuclear war happened, how long would the radiation last in the air? And it seeps into everything, right? It can remain for years, sometimes even decades in an environment. You're going to need a lot of food, honey. So anyways, a lot of the elites will get these bunkers made underground. They'll get them dug out. They'll get a structure built and put in indoor plumbing, water, all of that stuff. And so 3 hours ago, this dropped. Hold on, is that the first one? 15 hours ago. Okay, so this is actually a new story. 10 hours ago, 14 hours ago. So I'm seeing articles coming out now. Okay, let's just get into it. The U.S. built an underground city for rich to survive doomsday. So the former Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Catherine Austin Fitts, said that $21 trillion in taxpayer funds were funneled into a clandestine project between 1998 and 2015. Fitts claims that $21 trillion was used to build a secret network of underground tunnels. The former U.S. official claimed that 21... Yeah, you keep repeating the same thing. I'm so sick of this shit. Pop-ups. Go back. No, I don't want a Jeep. Catherine Austin Fitts, who served as the Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development under President George H.W. Bush. That's it? That's all you got to tell me? What the hell? What the hell? If y'all don't give me some damn news, reject all. Whoa, what's that? Cheyenne Mountain Complex. The U.S. has built a secret underground city costing more than $21 trillion where the ultra wealthy can hide out during a, quote, next near extinction event. A stunning $21 trillion in unauthorized spending occurred in the department between 1998 and 2015. According to a 2017 report released by Michigan State University economist Mark Skidmore. If you flood the chat, you're going to be blocked. Mark Skidmore said, quote, given the Army's $122 billion budget, that meant unsupported adjustments were 54 times spending authorized by Congress. Typically, such adjustments in public budgets are only a small fraction of authorized spending. While on the Tucker Carlson show, you know Tucker's trustworthy. While on the Tucker Carlson show, Fitts said she spent years investigating where the $21 trillion had gone and discovered that there was 170 secret underground bases across listen, 170? It's probably 1,700. They've probably been building bunkers since fucking World War I, homie. What the fuck is Denver International Airport for? I'll wait. Anybody know? Kind of weird, right? Kind of weird. If you don't know, the entire airport at Denver International is a bunker underneath it. It's got so many tunnels and walkways. Nobody, even the workers that have worked in the airport since it was built, don't know what all was in the airport. It's weird. I wouldn't put it past them to have a fallout place in a place like that. It's actually a perfect hiding spot. Nobody's going to be coming to fucking take a flight if the world's coming to an end. They've probably been building bunkers and spending government funding for the elites. And you know, I think people fail to realize that some of our elites are in office right now. So, you know, just because they're Republican doesn't make them good. We got bad people all over this world and all in politics. So, I don't know. So this woman apparently noticed from 98 to 2015 that there was trillions of dollars missing out of the budget. And so she started her own investigation. And then she discovered that there was 170, 160. It doesn't matter. It's more than that. It doesn't matter. It's more than that. It was not immediately clear. Hold on one second. Oh, wow. She says, quote, "We have built an extraordinary number of underground bases and transportation systems underground." I believe her. I believe every word. "It was not immediately clear where the secret bunkers are located or who among the elite might have access to them should a disaster strike." The government has probably been carrying out secret missions like this for years, y'all. Trump is the GOAT, man. He's so feisty. I love it. It's like watching myself sometimes. I'm like, yep, that's what I would have said. Oh, God. I love it. That's probably why I'm not in politics, though, right? Because I can't stop dropping the F-bomb. The federal government has secretly spent trillions building an elaborate network of subterranean cities. Is that subterranean? Shit. Subterranean cities where the rich and powerful can shelter during a near extinction event. About 170 bunkers have been built. I'm looking at every article because I want to know everything. You have to read everything to know everything, including some resting breath. The oceans, hold on. They've been built across the country since 98, including some resting beneath the oceans off the U.S. coast. So, little Miss Catherine Austin Fitts over here worked for George Bush, and she discovered this money was missing, and she's been sitting on this fucking information for like 30 years. She probably been scared. She probably sent Tucker an email and was like, "Listen, I know some shit, and I got to tell you, they've been stealing money from the start, homie." She went on Tucker and said this, and this is how we know this. She goes on to say that it's preparation for a catastrophe. She looks like a very respectable woman. She looks like she has a family. She looked like she made coffee really good. She looked like she got too much to lose to be out in his streets fucking making false claims about the damn Bush administration. And I don't think he was a good president, was he? I was a child then, so sue me. She looks very respectable. I just don't see some 74-year-old grandma coming out here to start problems like this. I just don't. Good morning, Trisha. Hey, Phoenix. Good morning. I hope y'all doing well this morning. I just don't see Granny out here making false claims. I don't. I'm sorry. She seems respectable, and I don't think Tucker would have had her on if she was some crack shot. Ooh, here's the history of bunkers. Hold on. I wish I knew where one of these fuckers were in case something went down. Oh, God, what are they talking about? Ships flying around the ocean. Okay, so Catherine claimed that only 170 applied to bases on U.S. soil and around its coastline, alleging that more exist across the world. Like I said, Catherine's saying there's more bunkers. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. They've probably been building them since nuclear weapons become a thing. She says that the bases are all connected by an elaborate transportation system under the ground, while claiming that they are powered by a secret energy system only known to the military. I'm smiling because they actually have ways to do this. Everything that she's claiming is plausible. and probably more probable than not. She goes on to say, I'm convinced that this energy exists. If you look at a lot of the really fast ships flying around the planet, they're not using classical electricity. She said in an apparent reference to a spat of bizarre, unidentified aerial phenomena supposedly flying around the skies in recent years. What if all of those drones and that shit popping out the water was our own military? What if they were able to completely reverse engineer the planes that fell out of the sky from Roswell, like Bob Lazar said that they did? Bob Lazar is very interesting. He claims that he worked for the U.S. government out in Roswell and that they had these ships and they were trying to reverse engineer them so that they could use the technology on American ships or on human ships. If they in fact did that, then that would explain the drones. It would explain all of these UFO sightings that we've seen in recent years, the UFOs shooting up out of the water. I want a bunker too. Why do all these fake accounts? Oh, it's not. Well, welcome, Heather. What if that's our own government doing all of that shit? It could happen. Weirder things have happened. I mean, let's not forget all of our government has done, you know. I mean, if they're willing to test LSD on fucking random citizens, causing them to jump out of fucking hotel windows, I think that they'd be willing to reverse engineer some spaceships, honey. So she's claiming there's more bunkers. She's claiming that there's an energy source. I believe every word of it. Those alleged bases are not just used as doomsday bunkers for the elites. She claims that it's also for places for government to operate secret operations like a secret space program. The existence of elaborate underground government bases and bunkers is no secret. Like I said, we know that our government has these bunkers. What she's alleging, though, would be really crazy because $21 trillion is a lot of money. And she's saying that there are tunnels and transportation systems underneath that actually lead to other bunkers. So it's like a whole little mini world below us that the government has been building for decades. I believe all of it. During the Cold War, the Cheyenne Mountain Complex was built inside of the Colorado Mountain to serve as a hardened base of operations for various military operations. It is currently used by the U.S. Space Force. So they have one of these bunkers in the side of a damn mountain. It sounds like the whole mountain. They hollowed it out and built a basin there. Colorado, Denver International. That's okay. And from the 1950s through the 1990s, a bunker intended to house all of Congress in the event of a calamity was built and operated in total secrecy beneath the blistering Greenberg Resort in West Virginia. I'm sorry. What makes some person of Congress life more important? Well, I guess they can run Congress, so that makes them more important. Okay, you got me there. Maybe they are more important. I just think that all human life is valuable, and if this is true, then we need a fallout plan in case of a war, and our government should be ready to evacuate us into these underground shelters. But it seems like this lady is claiming that they've kept this a secret so that they could house elites and the world's most important people in these places, and it's just wrong. So this lady was actually an investment banker before she joined the Bush administration. She also floated a number of other outlandish ideas while speaking to Carlton. Why is it outlandish? This is not outlandish. She also said that COVID-19 vaccine had DNA modifying ingredients. What? Hold on one second. COVID-19 modified ingredients. What is that? Modified ingredients in vaccines. Vaccine ingredients are not just the active antigen, but also include various modified or derived substances used to enhance the vaccine's efficiency, ensure stability, and prevent contamination. What does that mean, though? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. So she says that the COVID-19 vaccine had DNA modifying ingredients. Does that mean that once it enters the stream that your DNA is being modified by the vaccine in a bad manner? I think so. Hey, Will! Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for becoming a bronze member. She said, including that the COVID-19 vaccine had DNA modifying ingredients, and that a shadow global cabal is trying to use mind control to enslave the world. Well, I agree. Listen, I don't know about the DNA modifying ingredients unless she's talking about a heart condition. I don't know what that is. I think I might have an idea, but I can't find nothing on the internet. So, yeah, welcome again, Will. And then she says that they're trying to use mind control to enslave the world. They've already succeeded with that. Look at these bitches out here on TikTok dancing around. They've already succeeded, you know, got little boys with their balls hanging out of dresses. The brainwashing has already succeeded. Sorry, I'm looking more into this woman. I don't know. I believe her. I really do. I believe her. I do. I believe her. That would be crazy, though. Imagine, yeah, that would be crazy. Rolling up on a bunker or a tunnel to an underground bunker. Y'all, there was this vegan influencer that died of starvation. Listen to this crap. You know what's crazy is that she was on she was 39 years old. Her name was Zhanna, Z-H-A-N-N, Samsonova. She died from starvation from eating after a decade of eating raw vegetables and fruit. Friends tell the Russian media that she had not consumed any water for 6 years before her death and was refusing to get medical help after she was bedbound. She was very popular on YouTube and other social media networks because she always had these big elaborate fruits. That's a big old jackfruit there. I think that's what that's called. And first of all, I went and watched some of her content. The first thing that I noticed was how skinny she was. She's like Eugenia Cooney skinny. It's past the point of needing medical intervention. She had millions of views on social media. She ate a plant-based only diet. And as her friends and family said, she wasn't even drinking water. Thank you, Trisha. She wasn't even drinking water. So she was originally from Russia. She was known as D Art. D as in Diana, Art. So you can look her up. And she had over 10,000 followers on Instagram. And she wanted to highlight the benefits of eating a raw diet. Speaking to the Russian newspaper following the 39-year-old's death in Malaysia on July 21st, her mother said she died from cholera-like infection and that it made it worse by her restrictive diet. Her official cause of death has not been revealed, but her friends have expressed about her extreme lifestyle of veganism to the local media. One friend told them that she died of starvation, causing her to melt away before her eyes, but she believed everything was fine. This sounds like anorexia to me. This sounds like that this girl was struggling mentally, probably financial, which led to mentally struggling, which led to opening this social media page to get all of these views showing this veganism lifestyle, which led to her death. It sounds like anorexia to me. She simply was not eating, consuming water, and when she would eat, it would only be fruits and vegetables in small amounts. And you can see from her pictures, she looks like she's about to die at any moment. Like she could just croak. She was so skinny. So skinny. One of her neighbors said that she lived a floor above this poor girl, and every day she feared finding her lifeless body in the morning. Even her neighbors were trying to convince her to seek treatment, but she didn't make it. She also refused to get medical attention before her death and described how she was bedbound and struggling to walk. That is coming from your brain and your organs starting to shut down because you have not had food and water. I've went days being homeless without eating, and I've talked about how the mental fog starts and you can't even think which way is up or down if you get to a certain part of being hungry. It sounds like she was so malnourished that she literally couldn't even get out of bed. Her friends and family keep telling her to go to the doctor, and she refused, and she died. They also claim she had not drunk any water for 6 years, choosing only to drink instead fruit and vegetable juice. Her last post on Instagram celebrated the beginning of Durian season in Thailand, where she had been living previously. Alongside the video of her preparing the fruit, she wrote, "It's that fabulous time of year again. Durian season in Thailand." So that's what it is, durian, not jackfruit. In my opinion, it looks like she was suffering from major anorexia. It's not the raw vegan diet that killed her. It's the lack of a proper diet of fruit, vegetables, and water that killed her. It was the lack of eating enough fruits and vegetables to sustain that killed her. I just want to be clear. I'm not a huge fan of veganism, but y'all know I love my vegetables. I'm a meat eater. I love my vegetables, but I like meat. I just want to be clear that this appears to be anorexia, in my opinion. This is not because she was eating fruits and vegetables. This was because she wasn't eating enough and drinking water. And it sounds like mentally she had dug her toes in, 10 toes down, against medical advice. And I mean, you know, she wouldn't even seek medical advice. She refused to go to the hospital. She refused to take any advice. And it's sad. It's really sad because she was super young, 39. Y'all, my little workout was good. I wonder when this place is going to open. He needed to talk to me yesterday, and I freaking forgot. Oh, what is going on this morning, y'all? Good morning. Thank you. I hope you have a good day. Oh, it's fun, Phoenix. It's fun. Good morning. I'm just glad to see people here hanging out. A lot going on this morning. Usually Mondays are the day. But I woke up this morning and there was a lot of stuff in the news. Usually Monday there's a lot of stuff going on. That'd be cool if they open Alcatraz. Oh God, the devil's coming down from Canada, y'all. Thursday. The devil's flying in from Canada. Trump and Carney likely to meet at the White House on Tuesday. Oh, today. The devil's coming to town today. United States President Donald Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney will meet at the White House on Tuesday. The information was first passed. Hold on. Previously, the two men had a phone call and agreed to meet in the near future. Later, Trump claimed that Carney was willing to, quote, make a deal on their country's present trade issues. Carney previously rejected Trump's idea of Canada becoming the 51st state and took a firm stance against his tariffs on Canada import. Yeah, because he wants to keep lining his pockets with dirty business money. He's got to, they can't become the 51st state, then the swamp can't drain Canadians. Y'all know how I'll be like, oh my God, it's so hot, summer's here. Listen to this, Portland, Oregon. Summer-like heat broke records around Portland Tuesday afternoon as high scores. It scored into the upper 70s. Primarily, temperatures put Portland at 80 degrees on Tuesday afternoon. That high breaks the old record of 74 degrees set in March of 66. Tuesday's temperature was the warmest Portland has seen since mid-October of 24. Another round of records are expected to fall on Wednesday. Afternoon highs are expected to warm up into the mid-upper 70s along blah, 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 sorry. These warmer forecast highs will likely smash Portland's old record of 73 degrees set in March of 15. I knew it. Summer 2025, nearly half of the U.S. is expected to have abnormally hot and dry conditions. I mean, I really don't need a report. I can fucking feel it. I'm out here in it. The past 3 years have been absolute torture. We haven't had spring or fall in 3 years anywhere I've been. So, and I'm on the East Coast, usually Florida and North Carolina. We just skip seasons now. We just skip whole seasons. It's summer 3 months. I'm sorry. It's summer 9 months out of the year, and it's winter 3 months. So global warming, hands down, is an absolute real thing, if you ask me. Do I think that we need to buy fucking all green cars? No. But I do think that there's absolutely, and I think it's pollution. I think that it's pollution. I think that it's overpopulation. I think that people are just nasty. I don't think it has anything to do with like greenhouse gases. We need our cows, okay? So why? Oh, wow. It looks like the whole east, the whole bottom of the United States. So they're expecting more wildfires because of this, of course. In the United States, fires burned almost 9 million acres last year. Certain weather conditions such as heat, drought, wind, lightning can help start or spread fires. But human activity is responsible for about 90% of all wildfires nationally. What'd I say? Polluting, stupidity. The transition from spring to summer. Spring to summer? Spring, bitch, we didn't even get spring. What you talking about, Willis? It's 90 degrees yesterday. In May. It was 90 degrees 2 months ago. Fuck, it was 90 degrees in January. The transition from spring to summer. will create conditions favorable for a spike in wildfires because of drier conditions, particularly in the southwest, south central, northern Rockies, and most of the northwest. Roughly half of the country is dealing with abnormally dry and drought conditions right now. Nearly 9% of the nation is in an extreme or an exceptional drought, significantly higher than this time last year. Lovely. Lovely. Plant bamboo. That stuff is damn. I thought that stuff was bad. I know you can't get rid of it once you plant it. It's like... And where am I going to plant it? In the tailgate of the truck? Put me a little plant up here on the dash. It's been raining 4 weeks in Indiana. It's so weird. Yeah, because it's flooding and stuff. Is that where it was flooding? I saw whole streets, just cars floating down the streets. That might be where that was. It ain't rained in the South in forever. It never rains in the South. What if the northern, like the east northern coast is going to get all this rain and cold weather, and then like the central and north and like the Rockies, like it was saying, is going to get hit with dry heat all summer? I don't know. I'm wondering how global warming could flip-flop things like that. I mean, it clearly did. The weather is getting worse. It's crazy because we can't control that. That's the one thing we can't control. You know what I mean? We can control everything else, but not the weather. Well, y'all, I'm about to wait on this guy. Talk to this guy about this job. He said his cousin wanted me to clean some vape shops. I meant to come back by here yesterday. I completely forgot. He should be here in a little while. I'm going to run for now. Go down. Get my life together. I feel better after that workout, but being in the gym makes me so uncomfortable, and it's because people are weird. I'm not the problem. I'm not asking too much to be able to enjoy my workout without seeing body parts. Like, I could not believe it. I mean, you know, and it's crazy because when you see something like that, you got to do a double take. Why did I do a double take? It's inseared in my, it's like ingrained in my damn brain now. It's unbelievable how disgusting people have gotten. The desperation for attention is disturbing. It's so weird because when I go in there, I'm completely covered. I don't even want nobody to know I'm there. And it's like, something ain't right. Something ain't right in these young girls, okay? I think it's social media. I think it's rotted their fucking brain. They think it's normal to have their asshole hanging out in the gym. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know why the gym wouldn't prevent that type of behavior. If you see somebody's genitalia hanging out, why wouldn't you prevent that? Just like those kids that were making out on fucking workout equipment and the guy was all up in the girl's vagina. It's like, is nobody going to say anything? We just going to let them fornicate on the workout bench right here? Probably. They probably could. And people are such sheeps. Nobody would say shit. People would just be walking around them while they had sex right out on the gym floor. That's where society is right now. It's disgusting. Social media has just rotted all their brains. They think it's normal. They've been conditioned to put their worth in their sexuality. So fucking gross. But anyways, we'll talk this afternoon. We're going to get outside and have some fun eventually. It's supposed to be 90 degrees today, so I'm going to be out in the thick of it. But we'll do something fun, maybe some cross country or something. I don't know. I hope you guys have a good morning, and be grateful that Trump is out here and he's going to damn start locking up criminals. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I really am. I just wish I could have toured Alcatraz before they turned it back into a prison. I'm all for spending taxpayer money to make our system and our infrastructure better. And the prison system, the justice system, law and order is a necessary part of human existence. Without law and order, the world would fall into complete chaos. Look at any fucking third world country where all these people immigrated from, you know, illegally. Look at their home countries. Do some research on fucking Somalia. Do some research on fucking South American countries. Colombia, Cuba, Mexico. And be grateful that you were born here. We need our justice system. And we need to actually bring some justice back to it, because this gentle parenting is not working. So I'm all for, if they need to damn build a new prison, let's come up with a damn plan for the next 20 years, how we gonna damn make it work. We need to come up with a plan. We just gotta put criminals in jail and punish people for breaking the law. Absolutely, I'm all for it. I'd rather spend money on fucking Alcatraz than feeding fucking immigrants and housing them. I don't know about you, but I'd rather spend money on a fucking prison system that's going to help the economy in the world, the world, or the United States run better, than spend money on people who are coming here for a free ride. If we had all that money, billions, to spend on illegal immigration, I think we can damn find some pennies to throw at renovating Alcatraz. That's all I'm saying. We need that. That's a need. That's not a want. They want it. they didn't, you know, it's a need, it's not a want. They wanted to waste our taxpayer money feeding people. That was not a need for this country. That actually put us farther in the hole. Do you see what I'm saying? You know what I mean. You're smart. You got it. I love you guys. I hope y'all have a good day. Hopefully I have a little working contract this afternoon. Well, not, I won't work today, but maybe this week. I think he wants me to clean his cousin's shop. So maybe I'll get a little job this week, and we'll get out in the sunshine today and get some good food to eat. And I love you guys. I hope y'all have a good morning. And thank you, Trisha, for the rubies. And y'all be safe out there. Pray for me, because God knows I need it, and I'm praying for you guys. Bye, y'all.